This is a case of unfolding, also very interesting, and links with cases that we just reviewed. Also, we'll link with other cases because the person that has contact thinks that they are getting crazy, they are becoming schizophrenics. So let's read it. I was abducted a few times and received a huge load of knowledge. But when I returned to my body, I couldn't remember anything. In one of the abductions, I remember that they were injecting something into me, and in another, through a computer system, devices were connected to my head that gave me information, but so far, I cannot understand what it is about. So what happens in this case? This case reminds what I reported in the book that I wrote, O Entreiro, that I tell similar experiences. I was taken to Antares. They gave me a stone that I navigated on it. And at the time, there wasn't even internet. They gave me a metal plate. On the stone, it had knowledge on the humanities area. On the metal, the knowledge on the mathematics area. They also put something in my head that increased my power of concentration. And I was able to navigate on these things, and then they removed. All this is in the book O Entreiro. So yes, you were taken and they gave you a lot of knowledge. Let's continue. I spent years in conflict with a big gray and a small gray ETs. And other times I was in a company of blue beings. I even went to a planet with many beautiful mountains and waterfalls. And in another period, I went to one where their houses were made of glass. Do I have any connection with an alien race? What interest do they have with me? Well, just like me, I was taken to Antares. You ended up, for what would you describe here and for what we know for the various alien beings that we have contact, you were taken to Arkturians. This civilization has this description. And they also have problems that the Greys also research who's abducted by Arkturians. So find out about the Arkturians. You have a connection with this civilization. And what interest they have on you. Rescue you. Your soul is theirs. You are one of them. Let's continue. About 15 days ago, I unfolded and was saying a prayer in an unknown language. And behind the door was a gray ET. With the prayer and with the instrument I invoked, I put him to run. What was that being looking for in my room? Well, I'll try to summarize it. Normally, it would be a 3-hour lecture to explain. I mentioned this in the book O Entreiro. We have a physical body and have a projection body. The ETs can have two bodies at the same time. A body in the third dimension, a body in the fourth dimension. And with the fourth dimension body, you can move in time and space. You have this faculty. You just need to master it. It is the same case of a young man who is now part of our movement. He reported that they could do the same. Together with his friend, without any guidance, they used to move their second body to another dimension. But in this case, he reported that both were in the fourth dimension, and they entered a Gray's laboratory, and the Grays realized their presence. This young man ran and managed to come back, but his friend stayed behind and ended up getting stuck. The young man who returned remained in the job. His friend ended up leaving the job that they worked together. After 2 years, he found out what happened to a friend, that he had become schizophrenic. What this Gray wanted with you? He wanted to hold your subtle body, or projection that allows you to access other dimensions. I explained this in another book that I wrote. If a Gray manages to capture your body and your projection does not return to your body of flesh, you become schizophrenic. This is what this Gray wanted. If he was able to keep your projection, he would remove your sympathy with life on Earth, and your body would stay there being useful in their technology. But since you have some kind of training in this place that you went, you can go back and forth and get rid of the Grays. Most people cannot come back, end up becoming schizophrenic. You are very lucky, or you are very powerful and you don't know. You are one of a few who can do it alone without having any orientation. We advise you to come to our movement to help people to dislocate and even rescue somebodies that are trapped there to get back. We've solved cases of schizophrenia like that, bringing the body of the person who's trapped back and the person is cured. Actually, they are not schizophrenic. They are people who have their bodies stuck there. Of course, if the body is stuck for a long time, there's no way to cure. But if it's recent, yes, we can cure. You can be one of those who can help a lot in these rescues. Like I said, there will be days of lecture. I'm just trying to summarize it. Try to take our courses in Arkturians. Let's go back. I grew up with many mental blocks and fears from situations I experienced in other incarnations, and also in this one. In some moments, I managed to unfold even into those moments that caused these blockages, and I was able to change the facts occurred in various periods of time, in this and other lives. Is that even possible? Yes, you managed to unlock it. You managed in certain way you were using the supine time that it has been possible to use since 97, and you managed to go back in the past. It's not that you changed the past. You were able to change a part of your mind that was traumatized and you fixed. You can do this because you had supine access to go back to the past. But you have no idea of the dangers you can have. You must be very powerful. Well, I liked it. I liked it. Very good report. Come visit us and we will be able to help you to do many more things. Let's go back. When changing the facts occurred, I realized that some of the mental blocks that I had disappeared. Yes, of course. You didn't change the time, but you altered the symptoms occurred to you. We have more information to share, and we like to use real-life abduction cases to explain more about alien contacts. So if you have been contacted and would like to understand your case, email us at the address below.